Okay, my name is Drew Milam, and I'm doing this presentation on guacamole. So guacamole is a mixture of a lot of ingredients, with the main one being avocados. It combines these avocados with many other spices and vegetables, such as tomatoes, onions, and lemon juice. Um, Many of these spices are native to the south central Mexico area, which is actually where guacamole originated, and it was first made there by the Aztecs. It didn't see its rise in popularity in the US until recently in the 21st century, as there's actually a ban on Mexican avocado imports throughout most of the 20th century, I believe until 1997. The rise in popularity may also be largely due to the over 500% increase in the Hispanic population in the US over the last 50 years. Most of the world's avocados still come from Mexico today, and unfortunately, Mexican cartels have taken advantage of this, and it has affected prices and availability of avocados as of recently. So the nutrients of avocados, one avocado contains roughly 240 calories. As you can see here, the nutrition label says 80 because that's 1/3 of the total avocado. And avocados are high in natural fats, potassium, fibers, and also many vitamins. So since they're high in natural fats, these avocados can help significantly with cholesterol and blood pressure, as well as the vitamins and fiber in them will also help with cardiovascular health, and that will lower your risk of getting heart disease. So there's two main ways to tell if an avocado is ripe, and the first one is color and the second one is softness. So when you see an avocado, you're going to be looking for it to be a purplish black color. They start out green, but they'll turn more of that purple black dark color when they get ripe. But they will also be that color when they're overripe. So you also have to feel them and make sure that they're not too mushy, but more of a soft touch feel, but not actually giving in a mushy feeling when you touch them. And then they'll be if they're firm, then they're still not ripe enough. Once these avocados are ripe, you can either eat them immediately, or if you need to save them for 1 or 2 days, you can put them in a fridge and they should stay ripe throughout that period. So avocados are grown on trees, which can range from 15 to 30 feet tall. These trees ideally need to be grown in a climate which is warm year round, and this is why you'll see them grown mostly in Mexico and then the US, like in areas like California and Florida. And to harvest these avocados, farmers use long poles, which are called pole pruners, and this is so that they don't have the avocados fall from high up onto the ground and bruise. Once picked, they're put into these big pools of cool water, and this is so that they don't keep ripening, because warm temperatures causes the ripening process to speed up, and putting them in a cool water like that slows that process down. So avocado or guacamole is actually really easy to make. You just take the ingredients and then you cut up and mash up the avocados, and then mix all the ingredients together. I feel like a lot of people think this is something or a dip that's hard to make, but it's really not that hard at all. And I've done it before, and it actually tasted pretty good. So I've had guacamole a couple times before, but this guacamole I got from Publix, and I had it with some pita chips. The guacamole I had was mixed with, I believe it was red onions, tomatoes, lemon juice, and some other spices and seasonings like salt and pepper. Um, yeah, I've had it a couple times before, but I always forget how good it is. And the avocados really add a nice creamy texture to it. And then you have the onions and tomato chunks in there, which add a nice texture and taste. And overall, I think they're really good on pita chips. And also, I would be interested to try, or really want to try some on like some eggs or like a sandwich or hamburger or something. I think that'd be really good. And then, yeah, I forgot to take a picture when I was tasting this at home over the weekend, but I think this is the same guacamole brand that I bought from Publix. Okay, and then so yeah, I feel like in America a lot of people eat avocados a lot, but we kind of have almost adapted or adopted them as part of our culture and forget where they come from a lot of the time. And I think we've started to do this with a lot of foods, and I think it's important to take the time and realize where these come from and what goes into making them. And I think we take for granted that where these avocados come from and don't really realize that people getting these and harvesting these avocados probably are not in the best conditions. As I said earlier, the cartel is controlling a lot of the areas, and you may have seen in the news some stuff about a lot of the avocado shortages and whatnot because of the cartel. So I think that's important to remember. All right, there's my references, and thank you for watching.